Joining me now is Sky News contributor Graham Richardson. Richo, happy birthday for Sunday. Your beloved St George Dragons, of course, getting home against a fourth-string Melbourne Storm, but that's another story. Thanks for joining us tonight. The budget on Tuesday in a week's time. What are your thoughts? It obviously is an incredibly important fiscal document as this country tries to recover and unite from this COVID madness.
Yeah, I think every treasurer says this is the most important budget Australia's ever faced, but this time it'll be true, because I don't think in my lifetime we've had anything like what we've had over the course of the last year or so, and I don't think anybody can recall incidents that come within a bull's roar of it. I mean, this has been an amazing time. And the government has a big task in front of it, although I'm not going to be too critical because I think they've managed this pandemic as well as any country in the world has, so I don't think we can be too critical. But in politics, mate, you're only as good as your next decision.
Richo, do you think we'll get proposed tax cuts? Do you think we'll get proposed company tax cuts? Do you think we'll get legislation that will try and cut through red and green tape?
Well, I think what happens with governments is that they will always tell you that they're going to reduce company taxes and reduce income taxes. But, of course, the political prize is in the income tax, not in the company tax. And so, in the end, I don't think we've ever addressed our company tax issue properly. Our companies pay too much tax. And so I hope that this government has an attack of courage and goes ahead with it, because I think there are a lot of businesses out there who need relief, and our tax rates are up there as you go around the world, but then again, our social security system is probably the best in the world, so you don't get that without taxes.
Graham, John McVeigh has resigned from the seat of Groom. It's sparked an internal brawl between the Liberal Party and the National Party on which particular party should take pre-selection there. It's ongoing, but we do know one thing, and that is that Senator Matt Canavan has ruled out running in a House of Representatives seat. He's happy and comfortable in his home base of Rockhampton. Do you think it seems to be more inclined to be a National Party seat because it's in Toowoomba? It's got obviously a lot of rural areas, but the Libs aren't real happy about the brawling that's going on.
No, it should be a National Party seat, let's face it. You can't really argue that it's a natural Liberal seat. It should be a National Party seat, so if there's an argument in the coalition, then that should be able to win it. But of course, there are times when the rivalry between those two parties does get fairly nasty. And while they'll come together to defeat the real devil, the Labor Party, they do have a good time belting each other on occasion. So, of course, from my point of view, I hope they give each other a good whacking. We'll see what happens.
Now, Richo, we saw Bridget McKenzie had to resign over a federal sports rorts affair. Of course, Ros Kelly met a similar fate. There's a big story brewing here in Queensland, and I know it's on the front page of tomorrow's Courier Mail, where the sports minister, a bloke called De Brenny, is in the firing line. The allegation is that he pork-barrelled a number of, or scores of grants towards Labor Party seats at the expense of Liberal Party seats, and the Auditor General has come out with a report today, and he's very, very damning. He's basically said that this bloke cooked the books.
Well, then I think in this is an era where you can't get away with that, and you're fairly foolish to try. Gone are the days of Joggy Peterson when you can do anything you like. Those days are long gone. If you're in government today, you have to be pretty aware of where every dollar goes, and you might be able to give your side a little bit of an edge here or there, but you can't rort the system holus bolus like Joe used to do. Those days are gone, thankfully. I mean, it was pretty ordinary the way he used to behave. Remember, he could govern with 33 seats out of 90 odd, so he didn't need too many mates. He just governed away, and he was the king of the carpetbaggers. There's no doubt about that.
Very well said. And just quickly, Richo, tomorrow night, our time, we've got the first of the debates involving Donald Trump and Joe Biden. What are you expecting?
Well, I think it'll be very interesting to see how Biden goes under that sort of pressure. I mean, he's a red-hot favourite to win. He's 10 points ahead in the polls. But that in America, that kind of lead can change rapidly, remembering there's no compulsory voting. That kind of lead can change rapidly with a bad performance. So the old Joe needs to know what room he's in this week. He needs to know exactly what's happening around him. He needs to be on the ball. And sometimes I worry that that's not quite the way he is. So it'll be a good test for him.
All right, Richo, great to see you tonight. I think it was an inspired decision, Anthony Griffin as coach for the Dragons next year. What do you think?
Well, I hope it is. We've had a lean run, a lean trot. I think that they've told Dean Young he's got to go away and get a couple more years' experience before he comes back. Let's hope Griffin can do something in the meantime. If he does, Dean Young might be staying north for a lot longer than he thinks.
Good on you, Richo. Great to see you tonight.
Okay, Peter, see you.